Hello,
We are
everyone.
here again on a Thursday night for us and a Thursday afternoon for everybody in the US.
Yeah, for the US, it's like I think you said it was like two p.m. around now,
I
probably.
think 1:30 right now for like central time. So
Ah,
1:30. Well, it's 2 p.m. Already for them. So around somewhere in Central America is like two in the afternoon.
yeah, it's midnight for someone somewhere in the world, so you know,
Yeah.
cool for them if they're joining us. But hi, everyone. Years are supposed to be weekly stream, but sometimes life happens, and then it's like 2 weeks.
We try. We try to make it
We do
weekly.
that. We do, but life happens. We don't always have the opportunity. Now, I think we could probably get a little bit into a few of the dramas that we have for this week. I think before we started, we were talking and we were like, this week has been actually kind of dry for Dramafy, which is
Which
interesting.
is weird.
Usually there's so much going on that you have endless amounts of things to just talk nonsense about and be like, look at this bullshit, look at this bullshit, and then this week is just like, what do we talk about? But it's fine. There's always something in crypto, whether it's a little bit of a fad or project ragging or multiple ragging or project that was like pretending to be working, deciding to just like be like, oh yeah, no, we're not doing support anymore. But lots of things, always lots of things. Crypto's never dry, at least can be kind of dry.
And I think also people have been having trouble with their streams. Like if they have like a restream, it's not like always working. Like when you like post a link. So like if you go live, it doesn't automatically like post or anything like that. So if anybody's watching us, share our live stream because yeah, it's been a little weird. I think X is just kind of like doing its regular rugging thing.
X has always been a little weird. They are a problem. X is a bloody problem.
They really are. And like they're
They need
not
to stop
consistent
nagging us.
with anything. So
True.
it's just hard. But yeah,
Mm.
I think the most interesting well, I don't have any drama this week, honestly. Like I have not been I told Alpha before we started, I have not been keeping up with like crypto because in real life I've been like really tired because mom life is hard, and so I have not been paying attention to a lot of like what's been going on in crypto, and it's also been kind of boring lately. And as I said, like the most fun or interesting thing that happened in the past like 24 hours was like the Z creator cards that launched, and so I was having fun today. I claimed mine. Claiming the cards was kind of like not the best experience just because I'm really like super not like technical. And I also have like I have created like an abstract wallet before, and that was like really easy, but I have never really done anything with it. And so whenever I went on to claim my cards, since I got approved to become a creator a while back, um,
Mhm.
so when I went to you have zero zeets, Alpha.
Yes, I have zero. I have
How is
zero.
that possible? You should post more. Okay, I don't have that many either. I have like 610. And the funny thing is that 90% of those came from one post. One post that went kinda viral. And that was the Pudgy Penguin post that I made. Whenever they did the Las Vegas Sphere commercial, I posted
Oh
about
yes,
that
that
got
one.
like 33,000 views, and all of my Zeets came from there. Like about like 400 or 500 of them came from there, came from that one post.
I will
That's
say that like
crazy.
I don't have Zeds and I didn't really have any Kaito either because I don't talk about the projects that's usually listed on them. So like stuff will be listed, but those are the things that I don't talk about or don't particularly care. I'll maybe make a comment on one post here or there, but I generally don't talk about the things, or well, when Info5 was a thing, I didn't really talk about any of it. So
Mm-hmm.
that would be why. That's why I have zero Zs because I was just like,
Yeah.
what's the?
Well, I
I'm
don't.
not going to go out of my way to talk about some random project just because you guys
Yeah,
have it listed.
and that's fair. That's fair because I also usually don't ever talk about the projects that had like a leaderboards on Zeet, and the few Zeets that I got apart from the Pudgy Penguin post that I made were just coming generally from talking about like just NFTs and crypto in general. Um but it was just interesting. I never tried to like purposefully go after like getting them. I just
Mhm.
kind of kept with like my usual posting, and then if I got any, I got any, and if I didn't, I didn't. I never really like tried. But same thing when I applied to be a certified creator. I was like, might as well apply, and if it goes through, it goes through, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's okay.
Mhm.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine no matter what. But it went through, and I was really surprised, and yeah, so like I was trying to claim these cards, and like I had to go onto the Z, and also it was not easy also because I was using this new computer that I have never used before, so like nothing was logged in, and my like it was just like a pain to figure out. But like I
That makes sense.
it
That's
was
fair.
just confusing, like just like everything else. I think like a crypto native platforms like assume a lot of like what your knowledge is about what you're doing, and so if you're somebody already familiar with like abstract, like that's like you probably, and like you already had money in that wallet or whatever, like you were fine, and it was like super easy to claim these. But for somebody like me that like barely like ever used like abstract, like I had to go and like I actually had to create like a new wallet from the one that I created
Mhm.
last time, and then I was having trouble because my Twitter account had already been connected to MetaMask, and then Abstract was not letting me. It's still not letting me connect my Twitter account to it because I don't know
You have
why.
other account.
Like, yeah, and so
Yeah.
it's like it's already connected to MetaMask, so it tells me that my account is connected to another wallet or something like that, and it doesn't tell me which
Mhm.
one. So like, it probably is the MetaMask one, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. But
Privy. It's Privy because they all use Privy, so it's you'll likely have another account with Privy somewhere else, and
yeah,
because that account is linked to it, it's like you can't have the same X account linked to multiple wallets.
yeah.
That's
So
it's just a Privy thing.
that's kind
You
of a
likely
pain
have
in
to
the
try to
ass,
figure
though.
out.
So
It
now I
is an
have
ass.
an abstract account that I like logged into, and I can't connect my X account to it. It's just
It
weird.
is
But
an
I was luckily I was able to connect my Zeet account to that abstract account, and so I was able to claim
Mhm.
my cards, and so it worked out. But like it was still like there was like a lot of stuff that you just had to go through, and like a lot of steps, and it's not like you know, it's not as
It's
easy
not
as you.
easy. Yeah.
It is not as easy as you
Yeah.
would think, and it's like I don't know when you start doing stuff with like abstract and like all these other like platforms that connect to like abstract, and then I was like because like me and my husband had to stop at one point, and like I had to like ask myself and him like, well, wait, does like abstract already have a token? And they don't have a token. It's just like a chain, so you have to bridge ETH Like you have to get
Mhm.
ETH on Abstract to do anything. And so it just was frustrating because it's like I have to have ETH on Base, ETH on Abstract, ETH on Arbitrum, and it's like a bunch of money just split everywhere. And it's like, I hate it so much.
We
And
spoke about a
yeah,
wallet
I
loss.
remember like talking about that. Like I remember we had like one of our guests that came and like we talked specifically about that.
Yeah, so for people that missed it, last week, Wednesday, we spoke to Synesius from Ambire Wallet. And one of the things that we did speak about was, the fragmentation of gas across like
Mm-hmm.
10 different chains, because it's like every time you go to a new chain, you need to be able to do all this stuff. And it's so annoying, and no one wants to do that. Ambire Wallet does allow you to skip all of that processes with the abstraction, 7702 ERC, EIP, whatever. Um, so yeah, maybe you just need to live a little and change your wallet.
Yeah, I
I'm just
basically
saying,
do. But yeah, it
because
was
like,
just like such a thing, you know. It was like we needed like at least like I don't know how long it took, but it took like a little bit to like figure it all out. It was kind of annoying.
it is annoying. It really is annoying. And like the biggest annoyance point, I suppose you could say with like with abstract especially, is that because it's a privy only sort of thing, like the reporter and all of that stuff, you kind of have to have one of those,
Mm-hmm.
or you just can't use it. And it's like now you have a completely separate wallet for no bloody reason. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Literally no point to it. But they chose to make things hard for everyone else. They
Yeah.
definitely did not make it easy for us.
And there's
Uh,
I'm surprised like there's like a bunch of like cool stuff that's like actually well, I'm not surprised, but it's like there's like you can use your abstract wallet for like stuff and goodness.
yeah, but you can only use it for abstract related stuff,
Yeah, and
basically.
I remember this like the gas tank that covers like gas fees basically. Cuz like literally all
Yes.
I needed today was like gas money to pay for stuff on abstract.
So yeah, there are people that have built things that reduce the complexity of that, but certain chains are still stuck in 2020, or like abstract use a completely new, annoying way of doing things. Let's put it like that.
But there's cool stuff on abstract. Like even just now, like I was glad that earlier today I made a wallet because and I have like some gas money in there because then I randomly joined a stream, like a live stream that had like some people that I know and they were like it was part of like gotcha, like so there is, and it's not like any gotcha, there's like a gotcha game. I mean they're just called gotcha. It's like
Yeah,
it's a
I know. Gotcha.
TCG. Yeah, it's a TCG a type of like digital platform where you rip packs like digitally and you get cards like Pokemon, One Piece, and stuff like that. Maybe I can share my screen. So you can look at the gotcha stuff. I think that's what I'm interested in right now is like all this gotcha stuff.
I will say I dislike abstract quite a lot. For one, they made a lot of claims about being the how shall I say, the chain for non-technicals, basically for normies, basically, because we tend to say words like that. For Web 2, for non-Web 3 natives, let's put it like that. But the chain, it's still incredibly hard to use. So I don't see how that makes sense. Like, to get any funds on it, you have to bridge, which means you have to have a separate wallet to be able to achieve that. Or you have to move funds from like a 6 onto Ethereum, then bridge it over to Abstract. So that doesn't make any sense. Then the whole thing, being chain abstraction, it doesn't make any sense either, because we got complete abstraction on mainnet literally a month after Abstract
Oh,
Chain went live. So they're not doing anything new. They're not doing anything special.
yeah.
And then their portal is quite literally just a few projects that they have handpicked. They being the people that run Abstract, like Finn, Lucanets, Kicks. We all know Kicks. We all, I mean, you know of Kicks, and a lot of people do. So projects that they have handpicked go onto the portal to be pushed to people because they get a cut of it.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest ones, Momentum, I think that's what it's called, or Multiply, something like that, whatever. To get for a project to be listed on Multiply, they have to give them like 10% of their tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Multiply literally dumps those tokens immediately after they get it. Literally, they don't wait even an hour; they just dump it as soon as they get it. So your chart as the project looks like shit after you get listed on Multiply. Gotta love it.
Yeah, man, these cards are like so expensive. Anyway, this is the
So
gotcha bot
incredibly.
that I was talking about.
Let's see. That is,
Um,
yeah.
And I was going to say about this is that I made a abstract wallet and then I put some money in there for gas and stuff like that. And then I randomly went to watch this stream, and the people who were hosting it, like I was just saying hi to them, and then I won like a pack or something like that, and they're going to send it to me on my abstract wallet. And I was like, well, nice, because I already made one this morning and it's already working. So
That's funny.
that was funny. But I was really happy. It was really nice.
That is nice. That is really nice. There's another thing, eh? Abstract made such a big spectacle of like their streaming. So before Abstract chain launch, because I was there during like the early stages of everything, I've seen a lot of chains come and go. But like Abstract, they made a big play on like their creators and the streaming. So for like 6 months, all they were talking about is, creators and streaming. It's going to be the biggest part of the Abstract portal. As soon as they launched, they didn't give a damn about it. They literally abandoned it the day that they launched, and they went into, gotcha, Multiply. Yeah, a lot of BS over there. And also, they only approve people that basically kiss Finn and Eli's ass. So you kind of have to suck up to them to get approved as a creator.
I don't know
Yeah.
how it works because I never tried. I never tried. So
Well, they'll see you have like 7K followers, so they'll probably approve you. But you most likely first have to privately DM Eli and be like, "Yo, approve me." Otherwise, he's never going to approve you. That's just kind of how they work. They work like that from the beginning, because I've seen like people big following, apply, and then 6 months later still not accepted.
oh wow.
But then someone had like 1,000 followers or something, go kiss Eli's ass, and then boom, approve the next week.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. That's just how they work. They are the definition of a cabal. The Luca cabal. Well, I suppose you could say the what's that? Igloo cabal, because they're all under Igloo.
The Igloo cabal, the like the penguin cabal.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of penguins are going to love me saying that. I've had my fair share of arguments with them. But, that's their problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is.
Okay. We do have some other news also, other than just the abstract stuff.
Expanding crypto and gambling promotions. So that's funny. Hey, are they going to ban Kalshi then?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that Kalshi falls under some of the stuff. So X is banning promo for crypto and gambling. Now, obviously, they basically just add in things to this list. So this list didn't include like crypto and a few other things, but they've kind of expanded it to include it because like things like this have obviously always been banned for like a lot for the longest time. Not a lot of these things, but recently we've had like buy now pay later services, crypto, and then gambling, Kalshi, the sports betting, all of those sorts of things. So they just expanded the list of things that they no longer allow for paid advertising on
Mhm.
X. So we likely won't see any crypto services advertised anymore. Like, see those ads or from a crypto or whatever. And they're like, oh, use our app, whatever. And then it like has that ad tag. So we likely won't see that anymore. Um, unless they maybe change, to allow specific things, like maybe Alchemy as an example, because technically Alchemy, you don't Alchemy is just a service for crypto apps and
Mhm.
whatever. Or maybe they'll allow things like articles because, again, you're not exactly losing money or gaining money by using an article. You just you get in the data. Alchemy is technically fall into that department too. So, like, I suppose infrastructure. They might still allow infrastructure, but the gambling stuff, they're definitely not going to allow anymore. So, no pump fund ads, no meme
Mhm.
coin ads, no um, 2% a day kind of bullshit. None of that stuff. None of those sorts of ads. You won't see those. But there's very likely that we'll still see ads for at least infrastructure. And I say infrastructure specifically because, like, protocols are they technically you could lose
Yeah.
money. That's technically a financial product. So, yeah, that's not going to be allowed. Bitcoin, technically a financial product, so not going to be allowed. But infrastructure, Alchemy, articles, wallet services, like those aren't financial products. They are tools, infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like you can ban the plane, but you can't, like, the airport needs to exist.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a bad analogy, but kind of vibes. You can like ban certain types of planes, but you're not going to ban the airport because you still need the airport for the rest of the planes, for the normal commercial and stuff like that, business flights and so on. But you're maybe not going to allow um, single individuals to land at the specific airport, but you allow the big Boeings and stuff like that. That's the sort of analogy, I suppose, that makes a little more sense. But yeah, this is interesting. It's really interesting. I don't think it'll really affect us much because I'm fairly certain that for anyone that's been in crypto long enough to really be on
Mhm.
X, if you see a crypto thing with an ad, are you really going to click it? Like, seriously, are you going to click it?
No, I don't think a lot of
I would
people
have to really
would.
worry about your
I
mental.
don't. I
mental
usually
health.
like if I see something because like usually on X when you're scrolling on your timeline you can see the posts that are ads like it says ad next to it. I like completely ignore those. Like I don't ever
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to any of them. And it's like I also have learned to like ignore like anything that's like showed by like just the people who used to do like InfoFi, for example. It's like I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to any of those like products that they were trying to write about or promote or whatever. So it's like it only matters if normal people who you're like friends with and like you trust are like talking about something that they're actually excited about. That's like the only way that like promoting something works because it's like if I tomorrow decide to go and talk about I don't know if I decided to make a post about some random like new chain like I feel like people wouldn't care because and like would probably ignore me because like I would never like I don't ever talk about that's not something that I like usually talk about and it's like if I go talk about something that I'm like truly genuinely interested in and like I've
Mm-hmm.
used and I'm excited about, I feel like then people would more likely be like would like engage with me. Because it's like I
Yeah.
don't know if it's like if it's just like if you're literally just paid to like promote something, I don't know, and it's like you don't usually do it. I don't think that it works. Like it has to be something. I mean, even and a lot of people like to say that like because that also falls into a little bit of the discussion about like disclosing and not disclosing partnerships and like paid ads, like if we're paid to talk about something or not. And it's like I also feel like, for example, when you're on Instagram, there's a lot of like influencers that talk about like products that they are paid to talk about, but at the same time I feel like a lot of them kind of have to like, and yeah, some people take money and they don't really believe in the product, but I'm pretty sure that's actually like illegal in the US. And then
Not disclosing is illegal. Yes.
yeah, so but then it's like if people are like they like a product and they're getting paid to talk about it, I feel like that's fine. And I think that it's like, you know, it's like you like it, so it doesn't harm anybody if you use it and you like it. I don't know.
There's also like let's say with like ambassadors.
Mhm.
Generally, ambassadors are paid. So if someone discloses, like on the profile, as an example, that they are an ambassador for a certain product, and they speak about it, they've already disclosed that they are getting paid. So they don't necessarily need to say paid on every post. Um, and then if the person maybe made content before they started getting paid, that's also a completely separate thing, because I made the content already, I put it out, and now they're just paying me retroactively. Like, that's not a paid post at that point, because you basically just getting I suppose, like a bonus, because they were like, we like what you did, it
Mhm.
helped us. Here you go. Here's a little bit of something. Um, so it's like there's obviously nuances, but if you are taking a deal and they say, okay, you need to do, say, one post a week for the next 2 months, and we'll pay you X amount, but you have to say these specific things, you have to disclose that, because it's
Mhm.
illegal not to do. Um, Paid promotions are 100% illegal to not disclose. You have to disclose
Yeah.
those. Um, and the thing is, like, they don't really say like you have to make the disclosure big or anything. You can just like say, I'm sure we've all watched YouTube videos, and generally if a YouTuber is getting paid for something, they're going to be like, oh, this segment was paid for by a sponsor. Here's a message from our sponsor. This is our sponsor. Like, have you ever wanted to do this? And then at the end they'll be like, this is sponsored, whatever. They'll say something. It might not be a long phrase, it will just be like a sentence, but they just saying that like it is sponsored. So the main reason is that if you are getting paid for something, you might not necessarily believe that what they are doing is right, or you might not agree with them and stuff like that. And you are, as someone that suppose has influence, you have a little bit of leeway on other people's minds. By not disclosing, you are technically manipulating those people into believing something that you don't believe. And
Mhm.
that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Because
Yeah.
now things go south, and then you're just like, oh, but I never used the product. I didn't believe in it. I don't know why people bought into it. Yeah, but you disclosed. You showed them.
Yeah.
But if you disclose, it's a different story, because then people will know to take whatever you said with a grain of salt, because this guy's getting paid. He probably doesn't believe in the product. He's getting paid, so he's going to talk about it. I mean, I'm not sure if you know of BetterHelp as an example, but BetterHelp is a really shitty company. They've advertised on a lot of things, X, YouTube, Facebook. So they supposed to like be a online way to connect with like a therapist and stuff like that. So you pay for a month, you get connected to the therapist, they'll take you through stuff, like help you along and whatever. Um, they state multiple times that they will never share your personal data with anyone,
Mhm.
and then they share your personal data with everyone.
Of
They
course.
sold everyone's personal data. Everyone's. They didn't give a
Yeah.
damn who even they sold it. Now that is illegal. Um, a lot of people that did talk about him would have been in a lot of shit if they didn't say this is a paid promotion. Because them disclosing that it's a paid promotion shows that they probably didn't believe in it, and it takes all liability off them, as they were paid to talk about it. It's not something that they chose to speak about, so they are not liable for any losses or breaches of privacy incurred through BetterHelp. Had they not disclosed, they would be in a lot of shit. Because then I could sue you for talking about BetterHelp because you told me about BetterHelp. So you are now liable for my losses. So yeah, it really is just better for people to disclose that they are getting paid for something.
Yeah.
You really protect yourself better, and you might not get into trouble with the law.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Like, I feel like, if you're getting paid to show something, just say it. Like, if it's
It
a
really
good
isn't that.
product, people are gonna click on it anyways. If it's not, people are gonna ignore you. So it's like, you might as well just like be honest, and people have more respect for you for being honest instead of just being a weirdo.
Very true that. I don't know why people like it's not even that hard. It's not rocket science. Come on now. It's really not a rocket science, but that's fine. It's fine. People will be people. We do have some other things. This is like two more topics to speak a little bit about. This one, I suppose, we can get through a little quick. So a friend of mine, Ross, he launched a new namespace. So namespace is things like ENS, SNS, Solana naming services, Ethereum naming service. He launched Way, so it's a bit of a minimal one. An alt namespace on ETH. Way is the smallest denomination of ETH, the smallest unit. So that's cool. He just launched it. He was like, I want to do it. Let's do it. Is quite a bit of a decentralized maxi. Like when I say that, you'll see all of the links here are basically .ways. And he is launched, where is it? Earlier he put on a fully decentralized, what is it called? AMM. So a router basically that's fully decentralized, it's fully on-chain. Here we go. A DEX aggregator that runs itself and finds better rates. So the website is hosted on IPFS, which is decentralized hosting. And then the contracts, everything, like all the functions, is basically all just contracts on-chain. So there's no singular point of failure because everything is, done in a decentralized way, which is cool. It's really cool. But yeah, that's just a little interesting thing, just something to maybe go have a look at. And I think like all of the names are currently like $1. It is on ETH only, but it's like $1. So if you want to get one, why not? It's cool. I think I grabbed AlphaCruise.way and another one. I can't remember what was it. But I know I grabbed like two. I was like, it's $2.
Yeah.
It's $2. It's not like I'm spending $10 here. It's just $2, man. Come on, that's not too bad. It did also say that like for any projects or like wallets that are integrated early, they put in it to a vote with a DAO to incentivize it. So like give part of the proceeds, especially this early phase, towards whatever decides to integrate them early. So like that's smart. That's real smart. So yeah, that's that. He's a cool guy though. Should definitely check out what he's building. He's always doing some cool shit, like Zam DeFi this year. Oh, this is really cool stuff. Basically all on Ethereum though, on mainnet. So sometimes it can be a little expensive. And he likes hosting everything on IPFS. So sometimes it can take a little bit of a while to to launch, but like he has farming and pools. I think he even has like his own prediction market because he was like, let me try this, see how it goes. And then I was like, okay, that's cool. Sometimes you just build things for the sake of building it. But yeah, that's way names. Now you know that way. You can't do that to the NS. What is mine? AlphaCruise.eth. Yeah. So you can't do that to the .eth. You can't say, do you know that eth? It's do you know that way?
That's funny.
And then I'll find a little piece for tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Mega East, like, because I haven't seen anybody talking about them. So
Mega eth. I'm still quite a big fan. I'm still a fan. So Mega eth finally they finally went full public, mainnet
Mhm.
live. They did their stress test 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. They had ran for 7 days. They achieved 11 billion transactions. And then they went live. But before they went live, they like disclosed that they're doing KPIs.
Mhm.
So, people bought into the pre-sale or something like that, ICO, whatever. I can't remember what it was anymore. But they said that like they're not going to release the tokens
Mhm.
immediately. So they're not going to dump all those tokens on the market and just like give it to everyone. Instead, they're doing KPIs, so key performance indicators for people that maybe aren't aware of the what is this called now again? A acronym, something like that, abbreviation,
Oh yeah, an
whatever.
acronym. Yeah. Mhm.
So it's an acronym. There we go. So instead, they're doing these KPIs. Now, some of the KPIs are like 500 million supply threshold for USDM, which makes sense. So there should be at least 30 days of USDM having a weighted average of 500 million, and 25 must be deposited in verified app contracts. So that's to encourage, people adopting USDM, using USDM, which is their kind of
Mhm.
their stable coin, the Mega ETH stable coin, USD Mega ETH, USD Mega, USDM. So that's the native one. And it's like at 9.1%. So not sure. I'll have to go look at how much USDM there is actually in existence and whatever, and how much is in contracts. But this makes a lot of sense, have more people using specifically their stablecoin instead of like a USDC or USDT, whatever. And then 50K daily fees. This one also makes a lot of sense. At least one app must generate $50,000 in daily fees for 30 consecutive days. Kumbaya is currently the most likely to achieve this. Native applications generating consistent demand is a clear sign of PMA for both USDM and proximity markets. So this is to show that like they have an actual thriving ecosystem. Like if an app can't achieve at least 50K in revenue, like in fees daily, then clearly no one's using anything, right? Like it just makes sense. If you can't at least produce 50K in daily fees, it's like, so what's the point of existing? Just to make $1 in fees a day. Yeah,
Mhm.
because we want another day chain. Now Kumbaya is basically a fork of Uniswap. So they
Mhm.
use the Uniswap V3 and V4 contracts. So it's just basically right now, at least, I believe they have plans to expand things, but it's just a DEX that's using Uniswap V3 and V4 contracts. So it's a fork. That's about it. Um, yeah, and then they show a little bit of it. So the circulating supply of USDM is 45 million. And then the deposited into apps is 54% actually, which is a lot better than we'd expect. So all that 45 million, about 20 something million, 24, 25 million is in apps, which is cool. And here we go. So Kumbaya has achieved over 50K in daily fees for the 9th, the 10th, and then they failed the 11th. And then as of earlier, it was like 14K for the day. So we'll see if they continue. But yeah, KPIs. Now, I have seen quite a bit of stuff from Mega ETH on my timeline again because I tend to, I mean, I like Mega ETH. I think they're cool. The real time execution is cool. 10,000 TPS, 1 gig. I think it's like 1,000 gig of gas. All of those things are really cool. So seeing them on the timeline is kind of inevitable with me. Because I also comment a lot on it. People say something, and I'm like, oh yeah, let me go add some comments there. Just go throw fuel on the fire, as you will, because people like fighting and I like fighting, so I'm going to go fight both. Funny enough, like a lot of the fighters actually come from like people from the Hyperliquid ecosystem. Some of them from like Abstract. Unichain has no users, so no one's going to fight Mega ETH from Unichain. Monad people have been very vocal and like basically fighting Mega ETH to dirt, or at least trying to. So it's been interesting.
What is Monad people having to like? Are they afraid that somebody's gonna steal the thunder that they never had? Like,
basically, yes.
It's like, what you got to be mad about? Oh my goodness.
I mean, they just like, screw Mega ETH for existing now. No one's going to use Monad. Well,
nobody was going to use Monad to start with.
Exactly. That's what they don't seem to understand. So it's been interesting. I don't know why the Hyperliquid guys are like that. It's like, what is going on? What are you people's problem? Just go chill. Go trade in Hyperliquid. But I think their thing is because there's Hyper EVM, but no one uses it. Why? Why would anyone use it? Tell me why.
Why are we using all these like chains to start with? Like, we needed like one that help make like ETH cheaper, but that's it. Like, we don't need like 10 of them. It's like, I don't want
we really don't.
10 different chains. It's like, that's not what I want to spend my day doing. And I don't want to have like a little bit of like dollars in like 10 different wallets.
Yes, we do. We really do not want
or like, or if you want your fees to be like that's what I don't understand. It's like, okay, so you want your fees to be like not to pay like a lot of fees when you're doing stuff on chain. Well, don't use ETH, like use Solana. I don't know. I have accepted Solana in my life. It's like I have decided.
ETH is cheap now.
Huh?
ETH is actually cheap now, you.
Yeah, right. And then ETH is like mostly cheap, but it's like if you really don't want to pay a lot for like doing stuff, just use Solana. There's like really great people on Solana, and everybody has decided that Solana is just not worth it. But at the same time, there's actually like cool people. There's cool art. It's worth it. So it's like if you want cheap transactions, just launch your stuff on Solana. Solana is great.
Well, that's kind of why Mega ETH was created as a alternative to using mainnet, because Mega ETH can do like 50,000 transactions a second. The cost of a transaction is so small that you will never even notice it.
Yeah.
The transaction will executed immediately. So it's the answer to be like, yeah, now you can have really good speed and cheap transactions on ETH. You don't need to use all the other layer 2s anymore. Like it was like basically created as the way to be like, here you go.
Okay, but
you don't need that.
True, but like, and I understand that Abstract could be like a little bit like not the best to use sometimes, but at the same time there's already like Abstract and they have like games and like stuff like that works on there. Why would I choose to use Mega ETH over Abstract, for example? I don't know.
Because they're more expensive and lower transactions.
Yeah, but it's like
the transactions take longer.
like no, it really like it
Oh,
really
and
does.
you can't use your existing wallets. That's a big one. So you can't use your existing wallets with Abstract, while you can use your existing wallets with Mega ETH.
Okay, well that's the only advantage basically because at the end of the day, like transactions are so cheap on Abstract. It's like, oh, you want them even more cheap. You want like half of to save like half of a cent or like something like that. I don't actually know how much it costs, but like it's really cheap.
Um,
I don't even think I was spending a cent to sign like the transactions that I was signing today on Abstract with all those cards. It's like you're just trying to save like half a cent. I don't know. It's like that doesn't make
mhm.
sense. The only thing that I can understand is that like Mega East allows you to have a to use an existing wallet. That's cool. Um,
Oh, and
at
they
the same
also
time,
have, I
you
think, Chainlink.
can't you use like because I have MetaMask and I'm pretty sure I can use MetaMask or maybe not with Abstract. Maybe I can. Maybe you could just.
I believe you can, but it they just say it's a lot more of a pain.
Mm, that makes sense. But everything is a pain in crypto at the end of the day.
That's why we need real-time applications. That's
But
kind
if
of
I,
why we need things to advance, like if everyone just let's say for an example, if everyone just stopped innovating at base. Base has existed now for what, 2 years. Base has what, some of the largest market share in chains. Let's say everyone just stopped at base. We would never get any improvements. We'd never have, like the ability to not worry about gas because we have gas tanks and gas accounts. We wouldn't have batching transactions. All of those things would stop, not exist, because we'd just be like, oh no, we have base. That's it. So I've always been like, I don't like having a lot of chains,
mm-hmm.
but it's necessary. Why? Research and development. So I will never say no, don't create a new chain unless it's just a carbon copy of another chain. That's stupid. Don't do that. What the hell are you doing? Wasting people's time. Unichain, as an example, it's literally a carbon copy of base. What the fuck is the point? Really, ink, another carbon copy of base. What the fuck is the point? Mega ETH, not a carbon copy. Abstract, not a carbon copy, but doesn't exactly have a reason to exist either, because what they did is abstraction. But chain abstraction is literally on every EVM chain. Even Hyper EVM has it. Polygon has it. Binance has it. Literally every EVM chain has it. So doesn't particularly have a reason to exist unless it do something different. But that's what we want. Not sure if you saw Vitalik's post about it actually. So Vitalik made a post, I think a few days ago now, actually, where he was talking about chains and where we are with things. I will have to go look at that post, but basically he was saying that like we're at this point where there's literally no point to use a layer 2 because again Ethereum is cheap enough, and at this point people might as well stop really iterating on layer 2s and all come back to Ethereum, like focus on scaling the Ethereum layer 1, which is kind of what they've been working on with like lean Ethereum and all of those things. But the only real reason for layer 2 to exist is if it's doing something that the layer 1 can't do right now. Mega Ether, as an example, it has, I think, 1,000 times the block space as Ethereum. That's huge. Abstract, I'm just like, I have to try the point home. The only thing they have is chain abstraction, which is on Ethereum right now. So there's no real reason to exist. Base, 200 millisecond block time. That's easily achievable on Ethereum layer 1. Sure, right now it's not done. OP stack technically still has the edge over there, but that's not going to take long for that to disappear. Then we can look at other things like ZK chains, zero knowledge proofs that's literally coming to Ethereum in the short term also. So sure, they have a reason to exist right now, but it's not going to be for long. Same thing kind of goes for Mega ETH. Yes, there's a reason for it to exist right now. That reason for existing is literally to achieve things that you can't do on mainnet Ethereum until it can be done on mainnet Ethereum. That's kind of why I love the whole idea of layer twos, is that you can do things on a layer two that you can't do on a layer one, because you can iterate faster. I mean, if you do something on layer one, it's set, it's done, it's game over. You can't change it. You can do it on a layer two, experiment. If it doesn't work well, scrap it. If it does work, great. But that's like the biggest difference. And that's also kind of why I don't completely oppose alternative layer ones like Tempo, Arc. I think Arc is going to do a lot of cool things. Tempo is the paradigm one. I don't like paradigm. Let's put it like that. They're full of shit. And all they do is extract. So the whole point of Tempo is going to eventually be just to extract as much as possible. They want users so that they can have a high valuation. Once they score a bunch of money, then fuck everyone else. That's just how Tempo is going to be. You know, they're going to push to get like 1 million users, have like some high FDV or whatever. Then they're going to raise a bunch of money, and then they're just going to be like, fuck the users. Then they're going to stop bothering. Arc is probably going to end up in a similar situation. But in the meantime, Arc is doing things that are different. Can't remember exactly what it is, but there was a few things that I know I saw from Arc. Arc is Coinbase's layer one, by the way. They stablecoin layer one. So they're doing a few things that's different. We can see how that works in the real world. If it works, we can implement it on Ethereum. If it doesn't work, scrap it. That's why I would love to see more layer ones. I'd love to see more layer twos. I'm always excited to see a new one. I'm always excited for a new one to launch until there's no point for it to exist. And then I'm just like, yeah, just die already. I sound mean, but I'm very pragmatic. I'm very pragmatic like that. Movement as an example. Oh my goodness, Movement would have been so cool if not for the people running it. Movement really had a lot of potential. They could have done a lot of things that we would have been able to test beautifully on a completely separate chain. But the management was really shitty, so they never launched. Aptos, a lot of interesting stuff, and a lot of the Ethereum developers that are building EIPs have learned from them, so they implemented it in new EIPs. Sui Network, a lot of interesting things again. People have learned from it and they implemented it in Ethereum. That's just the beauty of the blockchain. Everything is open, everything is available, so you get to learn and iterate from other people. It's a really wonderful world of research and development.
Yeah, it really is. But I'm
It's
not.
always exciting.
I'm really not into it. Just out here wanting to collect stuff.
Yeah, look. All that R&D is for the nerds. Everyone else gets to experience the end goal, Now people can try out Mega ETH as an example, see how that works, see if they like that. If they don't like it, then we know that stuff isn't working. People can try out Abstract, see how that works. If they don't like it, we know not what to do. There's certain things that are really cool, then there's other things that are not really cool. We learn from it. We iterate. We work on something better. That's just kind of how it is, man. It's the fun part. Unfortunately, as users kind of go through all the experimentation and have to deal with all the bullshit that comes along with it. If something doesn't work, well, we're the ones that suffer. We do suffer. Unfortunately, we suffer.
Yeah.
I read a post about that actually, where someone was like, you can build a new app, yes. I think they were talking about it because of Kane and the whole Infinix thing. So like he was like, you can build an application, but how are you going to get people to use it? You have to incentivize users. If you don't incentivize users, then no one's going to use your product. So at the end of the day, no matter how good what you have is, unless there's a way to get people to use it, there's no point in it existing. And that's kind of the whole thesis of marketing. Yes, you can have a great product. Yes, you can have the best application on the planet, but if no one knows about it, is it really the best? No, because at the end of the day, no one's using it.
Yeah,
So it can't be the best.
that's a very good point.
That's just how it is. Like you could have 10 different bank options. One of them could be the best bank on the planet. But
But if nobody
if that
knows
bank
about
never
them,
advertises, how are you going to know?
yeah,
So you kind of really have to play things, work on it. You gotta experience different things also. Helps a lot. But I'm a nerd, so I just love learning all these cool things.
yeah,
It's fun to it stimulates the brain.
that's okay.
ADHD is fun.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we're close to an hour, so and I don't have anything
Yeah.
else this week. It's just been kind of slow and not really eventful. But if you want, we could close it and then we'll see everyone next week.
Yeah, I think we are good for tonight. It's shorter than our usual because we usually go for like 1.5 hours, sometimes 2
Well, we
hours.
usually have more to talk about. This time was really like nothing happened.
We'll see how things go over the next few days. Hopefully we'll have another guest sooner. Probably not next week, but maybe the week after that, so we can talk about something new, something more interesting. Find a new product, new protocol to just dissect and ask one of their BDs or something about. But thank you for your time, everyone that has joined us. I hope you enjoyed it and we didn't bore your ears off or something. I don't know. I figure out the phrase there.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. We'll see you.